winner in rodeo, you have to be above the ordinary. You're not just the fellow that's out there competing. You're the kind of a guy that has more going for him. You're the kind of a guy that will push himself and keep pushing. You go on and on. You're the kind of a guy that'll go to 5 and 6 rodeos a week instead of the 2 and 3. It's tough on you physically, it's tough on you mentally, but if you have that desire to win, this means that you have to win. And it doesn't come easy. You get out of it what you put into it.
Get out of there.
As far as what drives me to go as hard as I had in the last couple of years, I think is the competition. The boys that I was competing against, as far as like Larry Mahan, a guy is not going to beat Larry in rodeo at a minimum. He's got to get out and make every rodeo that he can make, because Larry's going to do it. And if you don't, he's going to beat you.
Well, I just didn't up and one day start, I don't think. I just my brother roped, and I'd come down here and run a few calves and fiddle around, and just as I got older, I just roped more and more, and as I'd do things wrong, well, Daddy'd tell me, and we'd try to correct them, and it's always been that way, and that's the way it'll always be, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's something for you.
You're about to see the race between two men for the title of all-round cowboy champion of the world, Larry Mahan and Phil Lyne. They are as closely matched as any two cowboys could be. Larry Mahan is the master. Phil Lyne is the new phenomenon.
Now, I wasn't a thief when I was a kid. I didn't worry about stealing candy out of the grocery store or anything like this, but I was the kid that was out trying to steal rides on a bronc.
I think I wrote my first calf when I was 4.
I started going to some youth rodeos in 1957, won the calf riding, $6 and a belt buckle. Even at that age, I found out what it was like to compete, to win.
The young cowboys that come up today are better than ever. There's boys that ride bulls and rope and everything. They're 18 and 19 years old that are capable of beating me anytime and anywhere.
Larry won the title of world champion all-around cowboy 5 times, 5 years in a row. Phil won the title last year. Both Larry and Phil know what it means to go hard enough to win. They know it in terms of the grit and the glory. It's no easy feat. It takes skill, stamina, and sacrifice.
You have to give up a lot for yourself and for family if you're really going to get into it. And I know a lot of young people today that are going through the same thing that I went through years ago.
These two cowboys have proved themselves in rodeo. They can ride hard enough, go long enough to win. Cowboy never was an easy name to earn. A special kind of man took to the saddle. He was another breed, almost a race apart. There was something in his blood. He could never define it, but he knew it was there. It was a strength and a weakness. He was strong in going and weak in staying. Footloose, they called it, and fancy-free. High, wide, and handsome. And proud. Rodeo, as we know it, grew with the American West. It developed during long, hard cattle drives that etched a whole new history into the map of America. It came out of a maverick tradition of stout-bred, strong-winded horses, a tradition of men determined to tame them, not out of sport, but out of necessity. There was an inevitable meeting where two trails crossed on the plains. One man had a wild, unridden horse, and another man said he could ride it. History changed that tradition, but nothing changed the man. The cowboy remained. The need to conquer one horse somewhere became the need to win everywhere. The challenge went public and got the name rodeo. Towns claimed it. Towns like Canadian Texas, Prescott, Arizona, Cheyenne, Wyoming. Towns wanting to be first, but no town could own it. Rodeo was the man.
Got it.
Rodeo bore men like Larry Mahan. It took Phil Lyne out of George West, Texas, to try his skills in Calgary, Denver, San Francisco, Chicago, Cheyenne, Fort Worth, Pendleton, Deadwood, Cody. Rodeo.
Well, the first rodeo I ever went to was Mahan and Phil, Colorado. The cowboys was pretty scarce.
At 101, Jack Hart is the oldest living rodeo cowboy.
But what few there was good hands. It wasn't like it is now. Now then, with the horses changes, the men changes, everything changed. So we go back to Monte Vista.
Old-time rodeo, as Jack Hart knew it, is still alive in the wild horse race. Not a professional event, this contest is for teams of local ranch cowboys. It's rough and tough and takes those cowboy skills that had to be mastered long before a bucking chute was even thought of.
We didn't use chutes in them days. Didn't know what chutes was.
You just threw them out there in the middle of the arena and saddled them up and went to it. Best man won, you were the horse.
How come you didn't stand up when I told you to stand up after
I had
you got knocked
that
down?
son of a...
You okay? Hey, he got you, man.
He got right home myself.
Yeah.
Well, we had him.
Rodeo ain't nothing what it used to be. It used to be rough.
Chuck wagon racing is as old as the spirit of rodeo. The chuck wagon race came from the cowboys' need to be first. To be first and best. On cattle trails out of the Panhandle and into the north, the cook would feed his crew and then race on to the next waterhole. If he beat the rival wagons, he could claim the best camp. Today, there are no camps to make. Chuck wagon racing is pure nostalgia. But the object is still the same. It's a race against time.
What is it, 16 thoroughbreds driving 4 chuck wagons? A hell of a noise and hassle, just out of sight. I was crying, standing at the fence, tears streaming up my face, hollering at the crowd, look at this, it's too much. Guys come over to me and said, are you all right, madam? Are you sick? I said, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life, you know? Beautiful. I cried for about 2 hours watching chuck wagons.
Got to run to win. The same fiery spirit that first bred rodeo out of the West is preserved in the Omak suicide race. It takes that kind of courage for a cowboy to ride a racing horse down a hill, plunge into a river, cross it, and go on to the finish line. Where do cowboys like Phil Lyne and Larry Mahan come from? The cowboy can come from anywhere.
We can get up Saturday.
Farm in Iowa?
Your glove doesn't give to the rope here. You got a solid jerk and it'll slide on out of there.
Town in California?
More steers
even a tenement in Brooklyn. Phil Lyne grew up in cowboy country on a ranch in South Texas, down where it all began.
I think the championship has changed me in a way that it's opened opportunities for me to make more money, and it'll help me in the future, I think. But I hope it hasn't changed me in my mental attitude or my attitude towards everybody else. I hope it hasn't. I don't think it has.
To win the way he wins, he has to have the desire to win and the competitive spirit that all winners must have. And on top of that, he is a winner. Some people are winners, some people are losers, and I feel that he is definitely a winner.
Phil was always a good boy. He liked to hunt. He liked anything pertaining to the ranch, and he was quite small, quite small. He would, we were working cattle. He had to work cattle too. And in this brushy country, it was pretty frightening to have a little boy, say 4 years old, working cattle in the brush. And if a cow broke, well, he was one of the first ones that he thought he should overtake her and bring her back. And of course, at that age, we wouldn't let him use a rope in the brush. But it wasn't long before he was roping.
We can run under them furs without hitting her, you reckon?
I think the main difference between Larry Mahan and myself is that we're just two different guys trying to make the future work two different ways.
A guy can rope and be doing something wrong, and he can't tell it, really, without somebody can see it so much better by watching from the side. And you can be doing something that you think maybe it's a horse's fault or something else, and it's really not, it's you.
It's a constant job of working on the old mind and the body.
Larry Mahan came off 2 acres in Oregon, hardly a ranch, but this didn't stop him from becoming one of the greatest cowboys of all time.
After we show you how to set the riggings and the ropes and everything on the bulls and the horses, we're going to turn all the animals out, go to the lake, water ski, then we're going to get into the real thing on rodeo. That's how to hustle rides from one rodeo to the next when you don't have a car, when you lose your suitcase, how to make it for another 2 weeks without a suitcase by borrowing clothes from different guys. And almost everybody in the riding event, same size. You're 5'8" and you weigh 155 pounds. So the clothes, medium to 15.5, 33, that's the universal size. 8D in the boots, so you can wear anything from a 7.5 to a 9. So we're going to teach you how to hustle rides to and from the airport, from one rodeo to the next, how to live on a hamburger a day, how to make it from one rodeo to the next with $5 in your pocket, how to sleep 10 in a room. These are the important things in rodeo. We're going to go through that, and then nobody will get hurt out here this week.
Pros like Larry have started short-term schools where aspiring cowboys can begin a career in rodeo.
Positive mental attitude.
There's no possible way a horse can jerk that rigging out of my hand.
All the animals involved in the 3 riding events are dangerous. You have to walk it, talk it, feel of it.
Slack it off, slack it off. Give him a lot of slack.
When you're driving from one to the other, and don't let your hand get sore, but you can play with the rigging. Elbow in, okay. Like here, you get away from your hand a little. It takes some of the bind off this leg, so you've got 2 good feet right here. When you get ready to make it, free arm, head, and everything. Go. When the hand comes out, the pickup man isn't there. Check out. Jump off like that. Land on your feet and you're ready to run.
Squeeze.
Okay,
squeeze. Get it. Go ahead.
Oh, the bull slung me down over on my face and put my hand down to stop the fall and jam my arm.
He's a little bit harder than the last one I had on.
It's hard for me to tell my mind to reef on that rigging and jerk my knees at the same time.
Yeah.
When I come out, I kind of quit thinking about pulling on my hand and try to hook a little bit, and when I did, I kind of lost my hand a little bit and the horse ducked, threw me down.
Let's go.
Good. Okay, squeeze in with the feet. Lift on the rope. Pull that rope right up towards your nose and try. That's all you have to do. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Left. Lift on the rope. Lift on the rope. Hang in there. See, it isn't all that bad. Hang in there. Come on, little bull. Come on, bull. Give him a little kick there. Keep your hand up in the air. What's your free arm doing? See, boy. Okay. Now. Okay.
I didn't know there was anything to rodeo except getting on and riding, but Larry's told me everything just about that I should know, I guess.
If you want to win money, you got to ride in stock. And you can ride anything you get on.
You got to get that attitude.
You're toughed out something, okay? And you can ride this. You can ride anything you get on. Okay? Give it over mind. Take a hold of that thing.
I was looking forward to riding another one. It's been a long time. It was either now or I might as well quit the camp.
Of course you can do it. See, I'm not sure that you can. Over the neck, just lay over the neck. Not a boy. Now, you scoot up there, bear down. Try. T-R-Y. Try.
Get up there on him. Get the hooks in.
Feet in, toes out.
Try.
Toes straight out, JC. Straight out.
Straight in.
Try out. Pull. Pull on.
Hey, JC, okay, man.
Rodeo outgrew the ranch.
You did well.
Thank you. Feels awful good, I know that.
Toes right, your left
And what
foot
started
turn
out as a
better
test
than
of a
the other.
cowboy's know-how has now become a professional sport.
The Wing Trainer, ladies and gentlemen, in a beautiful performance.
Oh, yeah, Red. Look at
These girls own and train their own horses. As you travel through this great country of ours and look out in the pastures, you'll see these barrels. Now you know what they're for. Cowgirls practice out there. Let's bring her home. Ooh.
In spite of the crowds and the confusion, rodeo remains what it always was. One man in a contest with an animal and a clock. A cowboy's ability is difficult to assess and even more difficult to test, because rodeo takes ability for granted. Beyond ability, any success in rodeo is largely the gift of fate.
All the talent in the world is not going to make a winner out of an individual. There's a lot of luck. You have the luck of the draw. You have to draw the right animals. If you draw an animal that refuses to buck or just makes the average effort to throw you off, well, you're not going to win any money. So this is very important. In fact, that's half of it. The better the animal bucks, the easier it is for the rider to do his thing well.
Everything counts. The animals, the weather, the condition of an arena. Combinations are infinite. Rodeo isn't just being able to stick out an 8-second ride or tie a calf faster than anybody else. Rodeo puts a man against himself. It tests how far he can push, how much he can endure.
Change down.
How far can Larry Mahan push? How much can Phil Lyne endure? Saddle bronc riding is the classic event. It was probably the first contest in rodeo. There was an outlaw horse, a cocksure bronc rider with his saddle, and enough bets and wagers on the side to make it pay. Saddle bronc riding remains pretty much what it always was. It is the image we have of rodeo.
we are selling a violent sport. It's a sport that puts a 185-pound cowboy against a 1,500-pound bull. And if that's not violence in action, I don't know what. It's kind of what America stands for. It's strength itself.
Rodeo needs animals. The best animals you can buy or breed. Animals that can defeat a cowboy whose total mental and physical efforts are zeroed in on making that 8-second ride.
They are my friends. I know more horses than I know people. And I can certainly depend more on the horse.
Bulls are like people. You might get up feeling real lousy today. You might get up feeling lousy tomorrow. Now, they feel the same way. They feel good today. They feel bad tomorrow. They got their ups and downs. They got a mind of their own, you know.
Some rodeo animals become great. They make a quiet debut. No one rides them during one summer. They buck off a couple of champions. Their fame grows and spreads on the circuit. And gradually, they become as notorious as any cowboy. V61, Paper Doll, Necklace, High Roll, Rodeo News, Tommy, Andy Cap, Snowflake, Buster, Descent. Some legends reach such proportions that they're finally committed to stone. Beneath this sod lies a great bucking horse. Never was a cowboy he couldn't toss. His name was Midnight. His coat black as coal. If there's a horse heaven, please God, rest his soul.
Gentlemen, right here, Danny List, the cowboy.
Monuments stand on the graves of the famous dead, while other animals are building legends of their own.
Bull riders in rodeo have been thrown off the back of this little bull.
Animals like the great bull Oscar.
Oscar. Unwritten in 200 tries, here's Oscar.
Talking about fast. He's the fastest bulls I've ever been on, I think. He got going so fast that the G's were just pulling on my face. It just reared me back and my feet went up over my head and it flipped me out of there.
Never been rode yet, has he?
No. He leaped out of that. He jumped about that high when he left the chute there with me. My dad pulled my rope, you know. He jumped out of there and just kicked and almost kicked my old man off the back of the chute. And you talk about alley man left. He wouldn't have... He started 100 miles an hour and he was going 1,000 before I broke me out of there.
What do you think, Gary? Go in that back door on him?
I tell you what, I thought it was, and he wants to pull you back and blow you out that back. I think if I got him again, I'd really stay out over him.
I figured him for the back door, kind of just get that arm behind your head and hump and pump and get over there.
And I kind of had my strategy planned wrong on him. I was wanting to come in the back door, you know.
Yeah.
And once I did, it reared me back on my arm and I got my feet to floating. They just floated right up in his neck and just...
Live and learn.
Oscar's reputation as an unrideable bull grew and spread even beyond the rodeo circuit in America. And finally it was challenged by a famous Mexican bull rider, a charro named Elias Arreola. Elias Arreola had never seen American bucking bulls.
This next bull has never been ridden. He's thrown some of the greatest bull riders in rodeo. Bruce Holthouse. Here's Bruce Holthouse on Oscar. Let's watch him.
When I have 10 years old, I'm riding my first bull.
He's ridden a bull about 300 times. He's never been thrown off but 3 times in his lifetime.
I want to ride bulls, you know. I know he's good for me. And 2 hands in 5 seconds.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest,
We claim he can ride him.
and a lot of you know about him. He comes from Jalisco, Mexico. His name is Elias Areola. Elias Areola will attempt to ride Oscar, the famous unrideable bull of RSC Rodeo Company, on a $10,000 wager.
Actually, it's a bet. Us showgirls are betting against the cowboys, the American cowboy.
I've worked with the bull quite a bit, and I got $100 on the bull. I don't think that Mexican boy is going to ride him.
He will ride with 2 hands, the way he rides in Mexico, and must stay on the bull for 5 seconds.
Okay? Wait.
He sets his hands. He's ready. He gives the nod. Watch out.
Talk to him, Jack.
Elias Areola was on that bull only 2 seconds. Oscar remains unridden.
Pretty good bull, huh? How far are you riding?
2 seconds. 1 second and a half.
That's one more than I figured you riding.
And right before bulls, you know, it's a little slow, more slow. Not this one. This one is too quick.
Knowing what a bull is and having some imagination are the 2 basic requirements to understanding bull riding.
Since that bull weighs about 1,500 pounds, I said, how can an animal that is that big move faster than me? And I kept saying that over and over again. I said, there's no way that he can be faster than me. I'm faster than he is.
Look at it this way. It's a man of less than average size with more than average courage, tying himself by one hand to 3/4 of a ton of dynamite. Waiting, ready to blow out of a chute.
can remember nothing. The only thing I can remember is when I got up and I thought I had a bloody nose, but I had blood dripping down my eye and everything. And I got kind of stamped on. And then my daddy came out and got me, put a rag on my up here, and I went to the hospital and I got 16 stitches. I got 4 inside and 12 outside. And how come you let him step on you? I don't know.
A boy sees himself first in a dream. He wants to be a cowboy.
Name's Wade Hedger, and I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada.
But his aspirations are greater than his skills. He tries to ride a calf, then a steer. He's not as good as he could be, but he's hooked, and he'll get better. So he starts in little britches rodeos, working towards the big time.
I was raised around horses all my life. I guess I started riding when I was about 7 years old. Been riding ever since.
Just as soon as they're big enough to halfway understand how to hold a pig and string, they start roping your foot in the house, or they're going out and roping dummy heads like those steer horns that they were playing with. And as they grow older, they keep practicing, and then they graduate to a horse. And then from then on, it's rodeos.
Started rodeos in 67 or 68. I just got interested in it and decided I'd try it, and I liked it.
Well, it does take some guts, but after you've rode once, it doesn't take as much. 3. Yeah, Breckenridge, you ought to see my picture of me on Panda Bear at Breckenridge. My toes are out, my hands right like that, and I'm leaning off to the left side. That's the best thing with me.
Okay, very well. We are checking it. Rolling, let's go. All from Dakota.
This stock here isn't near as tough as RCA because these guys in RCA are professionals, and we ain't. We're just a bunch of kids trying to ride, trying to have fun. And
We're ready. He's ready. He's ready.
they don't have near as ranked horses for us as they do in the bigger rodeos and professional rodeos. Why do I do it? Well, it's a sport and I like it. I'd rather do that than, walk around with long hair and smoke dope and stuff. I'd rather ride in rodeos. I think it's a lot more fun, too. You get a lot more out of it.
Young cowboy really had a rough ride. And no score.
I'd say it'd be more fun to ride on a bareback horse and get your arm broke than shoot speed and get killed or something like that. I'd just rather ride in rodeos.
A boy sees himself first in a dream. He tries, he rides, and suddenly the dream is real. He's a cowboy. Steer wrestling asks a lot of a cowboy. He must be agile enough to drop smoothly from the back of a running horse onto the horns of a steer. Big enough to bring the steer to a stop, and strong enough to twist him down.
Where can I get hold of John? I was supposed to get a hold of that Mr. Miller there, the rodeo chairman.
When you're in a game like rodeo, it's tough to get away from it because almost all of your time and the majority of your thought has to be dedicated to that game because it is so demanding physically and mentally. But one of the few ways that I can get away from it is flying. During the summer months when I'm doing a lot of traveling, a lot of heavy traveling, a lot of heavy riding, anywhere from 3 to 6 head a day, and the tension is really building and the pressure is on, this is one of the ways that I can escape from it, it seems, well, because of the peacefulness.
You're the kind of a guy that'll travel from 100,000 to 200,000 miles a year. You'll miss a lot of rest, a lot of sleep. You'll travel under adverse conditions, but you keep going.
Going down the road. There's magic in that phrase. It's magical to the wanderer, to the cowboy. No matter how he looks at it, no matter how he goes, it's still going down the road. Going down the road. A cowboy putting thousands of miles on a car or a plane, hours in the air, whole days on the road. Phil could afford to fly, of course, but a roper needs a good horse. He has to haul it with him, which means a lot of his miles are spent on the road. Time to think. Time to take stock.
I don't feel that I'm ever going to reach that equilibrium to where I can just level off. It doesn't matter if it's rodeo or love or whatever. I don't think I'll ever peak out. There's always going to be that certain amount of dissatisfaction within myself that I'll never reach.
When you're rodeoing hard, you got to work out a schedule where the most rodeos you can make to run at the most amount of money.
There's a lot of cowboys that you never see place, but they don't stay home just because they know they're not going to win anything. They go ahead and try. And they try.
What counts in rodeo is winning. And winning means moving. It means throwing your gear in a plane or a car or a bus or a truck and going down the road.
Going down the road, chasing the prize called glory. Market time, sitting on 4 wheels, hoping to beat time in a winning ride. Country boy, going down the road, moving on Casper, Scobie, Loverdale, Deadwood, made it in Cheyenne. No less rodeo cowboy.
You got that old dog, huh?
Yeah. Well, keep rolling,
Rowdy. Well, I always call that dog Frank Kelly because all them scars.
Yeah, he looks just like him, doesn't he?
Oh, scrapping.
How long have you been waiting, Coop? Just a little bit.
That's back and front.
Back's just fine. Yeah, we'll change off down the road a ways. Marking time, sitting on 4 wheels, hoping to beat time in a glory ride. Country boy, moving on Casper,
You got a receipt too. What you get a receipt for? Well, you ain't gonna catch it. Straight.
Let's
go, boys. We're gonna be late.
We'll make enough money to pay on Sam anyway.
You want them pastrami things, man? Think that yellow wrap on cheeseburger.
Eat a burrito now. That's all you're going to get for the moment. Come on.
We're looking big guys. I'm gonna tell you what. We're going down the lonely road, chasing the prize called glory. rocking time, sitting on four wheels, hoping to beat time in a glory ride. Dream your dream, cowboy. Keep
Bareback riding was created in the arena by the cowboy. The emphasis is on control and abandon. It is pure rodeo.
Bareback riding is, to me, it's one of the harder events than rodeo. On you, it's harder on your body. It takes more try than any other event, and it's harder to get pumped up for you.
You come out, all right?
Yeah. All right, he nods his head. Here he is, Charlie Underwood on Snowflake. Now watch this as it begins. And here's the battle I was telling you about.
I've had my head caved in twice, had both my knees popped out, both legs broke. In Coffeyville, Kansas, 69, the bull stepped my back, broke my ribs, stuck to my lung. Luckily, a doctor was there. He stuck a needle in the back of my back and drained all the blood out, or I'd have died right there. I've had my face crushed completely. Side here, bull stepped on it. My nose broke twice. But it's all, you know it's there. You got to do it.
I don't believe there is a horse or a bull that can hurt me. I don't believe there's a horse or a bull that can buck me off.
Bear down now.
Don't let him get you in the chest. He killed an old boy last weekend. Sure enough did, too, boy. Old guy just went, the gate opened, he bailed off right there, man. But that old boy that died, they, you know, he got hooked, and he got hooked pretty bad, but he walked off. He said, "You all right?" And he went and he sat down behind the bucket chute. walked back there after the rodeo and his lungs
couldn't
filled up
breathe
with
or
blood. You know, a rib punctured a lung, and he was dead, boy.
Did you sit back there dead?
Yeah.
I bet he wasn't saying much, was he?
Anytime I brush dust off anything but my boots, I feel like a real Clyde, you know what I mean? Because you don't make a world champion bucking off horses. You don't make a world champion having to brush dust off your hat and off your clothes.
The championship contest. Phil Lyne's desire to stay on top. Larry Mahan's drive to regain the title is something apart from the lure of the road or the excitement of a ride. It goes deeper to something that has made rodeo live and grow, to a cowboy's need to be better, to be number one.
Behind current champion Phil Lyne.
You boys want to ride him for me? Huh? Sure.
Ready?
Easy now.
Let's go.
You got it?
Phil Lyne now getting ready. Phil is currently in the lead for the all-around championship.
Tell Boo.
Here's Larry Mahan.
Cowboy goes, and he keeps going. It's a rare rodeo that stops for cold, or rain, or mud. It's argued endlessly, inconclusively among cowboys which event offers the most hazard to the man. But no cowboy takes more chances than the rodeo clown. He hires out to be tough and funny. He plays at being a clown. He tries to make a bull buck harder. But when the ride is over, there's only one way off a bull. That's to buck off. Then the fun stops, and a clown's work becomes deadly serious.
There's something that makes a person feel good to make people laugh, and of course particularly to take bulls away from cowboys. That's the clown's real job. It's kind of hard to explain the feeling that you get from it, but I can just say that it's good. It's what I like to do, and that's the reason I'm doing it.
He's a bullfighter, and he doesn't try to be a clown. He's just a bullfighter, and he is one of the best. He'll get down on his hands and knees and just almost kiss one right on the end of the nose to get him to turn back for you. He has enabled me to place at rodeos that I wouldn't have been able to, because he'd get a bull to buck so much better. Get down in front of him and make him turn back for me. He's just one of the very best bullfighters there is. When a cowboy gets in trouble, you can just guarantee you Whit'll be there, and he's going to be in there trying to help you.
I really enjoy it. People, they say, well, that's a hell of a job you got. But it's more of a vacation than a job.
Oh, I'll tell you what, a person is a fool if you aren't afraid at times. You have to know fear to be brave, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, Buck and Tom LeGrand.
Still walking, so I guess I'm not hurt too bad. I've been run over lots of times and a few things broken one time or another, but then that don't really hurt, I mean, as long as you're still up and around and you get up from all them crashes, I guess that's all that really counts.
Oh, they've got some awful good fighting bulls here, and I might even guy will get hooked in the course of 10 performances. You got something like 20 bulls out, you got 200 chances of getting freight trained, and some of these bulls have hooked me a time or two.
Ripcord bails out. Now it's up to you, Buck. He's after you. I told you we had one. He's got you and Tom cornered. Hurry up, Buck. Get going, boy. Look out. Here's the cowboy. be a year-old. Now go around it now. I dare you to go around it. Don't point in it. Go around it. Go around it. Oh, you didn't. Get the other one. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Yeah. Oh, you got the wrong one. Cut that out. Move him away. These things are happening here tonight, believe me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think our clowns and bullfighters deserve a round of applause. Your days of 76 for 1972.
Welcome to the Boundary Stampede.
Iowa Championship Rodeo here.
Rodeo here today in San Jose.
76th Annual Giant Frontier Days.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, when you see these professional cowboys in action, remember you're seeing the last of a vanishing breed. In the pablum-fed society in which we live today, too many people perhaps with their hands out. It's refreshing to know that there are a group of individualistic men who, with no team doctor or team trainer, not on a set salary, not subsidized in any manner, paying their own expenses on the road and without the aid of state or federal matching funds, earning for themselves and their families a living in the true American way. Our gracious and Heavenly Father, we pause in the midst of a very festive occasion at our final performance. We're thankful, Lord, for the guidance that you've given us in life's arena. And as cowboys, we would ask for your guidance in this arena this afternoon. Lord, cowboys don't ask you for any special favors. They don't ask that they never break a barrier, that they draw around that shoot-fighting horse or the bull they know they just can't possibly ride. But what we do ask you, Lord, is for your help and guidance, and ride with us in life's arena, and help us live the kind of a life that you'd have us live, so that when we make that last ride that's inevitable to the place up there where the grass is green and lush and stirrup high, and the water is crystal clear and deep, you'll tell us as we enter that arena, our entry fees are paid.
What's doing your first bull?
Jack, when did you have that bull? How long ago?
By the middle of July, the race for the World Championship had come down to two men. Larry Mahan and Phil Lyne were ahead of everyone else by at least $10,000.
Phil Lyne of Georgia West, Texas.
Larry Mahan, 5 times all-around champion cowboy of the world.
Present all-around cowboy champion of the world, Phil Lyne.
He's got the tie and he's in there. He's got the all-around right now.
Bits his calf, Phil Lyne takes no time.
Tough break for champion Phil Lyne. Lyne takes no score. Phil Lyne's been having some bad luck lately. He's lost a significant lead in his race for the all-around champion and is only a few dollars ahead of the tough contending Larry Mahan. Larry is getting ready on the notorious bull, Nightcap. Nightcap is one of the rankest new bulls on the rodeo circuit, ridden only twice last year.
I bet your buck he does.
But rank bulls are no new thing for this cowboy from Brooks, Oregon. Larry Mahan is one of the toughest cowboys to come into rodeo in a long time.
Okay, now get her some more.
This ride right here could put Larry into the lead for this year's championship race.
More.
Larry has his rope tight. Larry takes his final wrap. He scoots up against his hand. Watch this cowboy.
He must have caused a great contraction of his biceps, and then the force of riding pulled the forearm into extension, and that ripped the tendon right off the radius. It would take a tremendous force of contraction of the biceps, and then with the forearm being pulled in extension. I don't see how he did it.
I've seen him ride rank bulls, you know, and it didn't seem like to me like he should have hurt himself. But I guess he evidently got his arm straightened out, jerked his arm out straight at one point, because I see a still picture of it. And he was sitting kind of back off the rope like this, and reaching with his left foot to jerk himself back up there. And it could have happened when he got jerked back like that.
Well, I mean,
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll retire.
I sure didn't want to get hurt. You know, I'd rather for him, you know, to be here today, right here, than I would. I don't know.
We'll probably make an incision along through here, and then pull the tendon down through a separate incision on the back side of the forearm, and then attach it to the bone.
He just come up to me afterwards and he said, "Do you know anything about them muscles?" And I felt of his arm. I said, "Where at?" And he said, "Right in here." And not being a doctor or knowing too much about it, why, I said, "Well, I don't know." I said, "You better see a doctor."
I want to keep his arm a little supination. Yeah, keep that like this.
Not taking nothing away from Phil, but Larry would have possibly won his 6th all-around championship.
How long will I have to leave this cast on, Doc?
Oh, we'll keep this on about 3 to 4 weeks, something like that.
How soon will I be able to start riding again?
Well, we'll have to see how your motion in the elbow goes, but I would guess something like 2 months from now.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, in chute number 2 is the current leader of the title of World Champion All-Around Cowboy. Okay, now here's Phil Lyne of George West, Texas.
Phil Lyne,
champion of the world and the champion calf roper. Phil Lyne of George West, Texas.
And now here's Phil Lyne of George West, Texas. The phenomenal Phil Lyne winning both the average and the all-around. Go on, David. This will determine whether he will beat Larry Mahan's all-time record winning
winnings of $57,726.
Phil
As far as Larry Mahan and myself, we're good friends. Some people, I think, thought that I was happy when he got hurt last year and this year too. Well, I don't want to see anybody get hurt. And I'm sure Larry's the same way. He doesn't want to see anybody get hurt. But those are just things that happen.
Marking time, glory ride, going down the road.
Less than 2 months after his serious arm injury in Cheyenne, Larry Mahan was at Pendleton, ready to make a comeback attempt in spite of Phil Lyne's impossible lead. But coming back, pushing on, try, is what rodeo is all about.
The two things run my life, competing and winning. There's no such thing for me as just going from one day to the next.
Oh, it feels strange. I haven't been in this dude in 2 months.
You better get used to it.
I know I better. It's almost time. We kind of go this way, Steve. Like from here to here. And then we'll go around it all. And I hope that'll hold it. Old Doc Knight said if you don't get her jerked completely straight, so he said, so chances are it will not screw anything up. Then I'm going to go around it, circular type, and then figure eight it.
Time to present to you here at the Pendleton Roundup. This is the national all-around champion, Phil Lyne of George West, Texas. Now, Phil is a cowboy who is truly rated all around. He is your national all-around champion. Again, is in the lead. And has won over $45,000 this year. Here is Phil Lyne.
Which way they're going to put him, Darrell, I think.
Charlie Lyne.
Larry Mahan now attempting a comeback after his serious arm injury at Cheyenne 2 months ago. Mahan's ready. Go, Larry.
Sometimes a cowboy can come off the ranch, go down the road, suddenly win bigger and better than any man before him in the whole history of rodeo. And then be satisfied to just quit, to hang it up and go back to the ranch. Phil Lyne did.
I went 2 years about as hard as you can go, I think. I'd hate to go any harder. I don't think I could. I entered every rodeo I could, and I just got to where it's getting so hard to pump my body up. Things would sure have to work right, I think, for me to go again.
Some cowboys do quit, but some cowboys won't. They don't want to quit, or they can't. To this kind of cowboy, to the cowboy who can't quit and wouldn't if he could, rodeo is something more than a career.
Well, I'm here to get on the toughest bull in the rodeo business. And after the national finals, I didn't draw him there. Well, after the finals, I was rather disappointed that I didn't get a shot at him this year. So today's our shot. The adrenaline that flows through your veins when you have to get on a tough animal like this, it's probably an all-time high. It would be to me what the alcohol is to the alcoholic, or what maybe the dope would be to the dude that's on the drugs. Something that's tough for me to explain, but to ride a tough bull like this is something that it's a challenge. It's something that I guess the life that I live is a challenge. You're always taking a chance. It's a game of chance, a game of luck, and it's something that you yourself have to do. If you ride a tough animal, if I can ride a tough bull like Oscar, if I ride Oscar, then I've done it. I haven't had the help of any teammates or anybody else. It's just old Larry.
It's that one more unridden bull to try. Larry Mahan's chance to get on Oscar. With no crowd, no money, one man, one bull. Rodeo.
It's like off. Hold. No, loosen it. Okay. A nice white spring shot. Okay, slow and easy. Hold just a minute. Okay, we're on. Hold just a minute. Hold just a minute. Get a little more. Yeah. More. Get us more.
How's that? Pretty good?
That's good. Hold. Oh, man. Okay, let's go.